that's when she said something that made my heart sink. Why would they lie? Hey, I don't know what I'm doing here. Really, I don't know who I'm talking to or if I'm talking to anyone, but I just felt I should talk to someone about this. So this all started in 8th grade, which is crazy to say because that was 4 years ago, back during like COVID, and it's still coming up today, which it's like, why is this happening? But I need to think of a name for this person. What's a really annoying kind of name? Ashley. Okay, so sorry anyone named Ashley, but Ashley and I never got along. Okay, Ashley is a bully to everyone, and she's a bitch. In all honesty, she is mean to everyone who isn't her direct friends, and is completely attention seeking. So me and her had our fair share of mean jabs at each other throughout 8th grade. And one day, during history class, we were standing around in a circle, and I was standing next to Ashley. And Ashley said, "Hey, if you don't stand somewhere else, I'm gonna scream rape." Now, these comments by Ashley aren't uncommon at all. She'd say random shit like that all the time because she just wants attention and she just wants to agitate people. And so I responded, "No one would believe you, you're not even pretty," to her saying she was going to scream rape. However, she really did not like being called ugly because her whole personality is like aesthetics and beauty and being a bitch. Sorry, I don't know how that slipped out. So anyway, the next day I got called into the office for calling Ashley ugly because she had reported me to the school. And I explained the situation and I explained what Ashley said, and the school was like, "Oh, she said what now?" So they were very not happy with her saying, she was going to scream rape. And so they were like, "We'll talk to her because what she said is not okay." So, that's the end of it, right? No, absolutely not. Look at how long this video is. No. So Ashley and I had a mutual friend or friend group, but let's just call the friend Kayla. So during lunch one day, Kayla was like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" And I was like, "What?" And she said that Ashley had told Kayla that I threatened to rape her. And I was like, "No, that's not what happened at all." And I explained what happened, and I explained how Kayla had made the joke about screaming rape. And then something happened that I could not have predicted. Kayla said that one of Ashley's friends had also come out and said that I threatened to rape her as well. Not Ashley. I threatened to rape one of Ashley's friends who I didn't even know. I didn't even know if she was in any of my classes. I didn't know what she looked like, but she was one of Ashley's friends. So I explained to Kayla that I don't know who this other person is. I've never spoken to them in my life. And that's when she said something that made my heart sink. Why would they lie? From her perspective, I kind of get it. Two girls both saying that I threatened to rape them. I mean, what are the chances that they're both lying? But I think it's also possible that Ashley was just saying that I threatened to rape another person, that the other person didn't say that herself, but it was just Ashley saying it. I don't know, because I don't know the person. Anyway, after this, me and Kayla stopped talking to each other because Kayla obviously thought that I was lying. I sent her some text messages like, does what was the girl's name? Ashley. Does Ashley have like any actual proof? Has she told you what I said? Has she told you anything? Or has she just said that I threatened to rape her? And it was clear that Ashley hadn't given any context, even said what I had said. And this lack of actually stating what I had said will come up later because it's so frustrating. So after me and Kayla had falling out, I had a falling out with another person, another female who was kind of somewhat probably proxy friends. It's a very small school in 8th grade. It was like probably our class was probably of only like 200 people or something like that. And so, I lost all my female friends because they believed Ashley, and then all my guy friends were like, "Oh no, we hate Ashley. We get it. She's totally lying." And so it sucked. I mean, I was going through a lot of other stuff in 8th grade too, so the entire situation was shitty. I didn't really report this much to the school because I didn't trust the school because of other reasons. Incompetence. So yeah, I just moved on with my life. I lost some friends, and that was it for 8th grade. Until high school. Oh my god, this shit sucks. Ashley would every single time I would see Ashley in the halls, she'd say something like, "Oh, what's up, rapist?" or "Oh, what's up, pedophile?" or something like that, where she would say I'm a rapist or I'm a pedophile or that I'm a child molester, stuff like that. So she's just trying to get at me and stuff and just trying to piss me off. I don't know why she would do this, because I would actively avoid her every possible place. I would just avoid her. I remember throughout high school, when I would be walking down to a store, she would, like, if she was stuck in traffic, she'd roll down her window and flip me off. If I was on the street, if I was on the other side of the street with my friend, let's call him Chris, all right, close friend. So me and Chris are walking down, and Ashley is on the other side of the street and yells, "Hey, faggots!" Like, what the fuck? At the time, I was dating a trans person, so I guess that's why she called me a faggot. So I had to grab Chris, because he was starting to walk across the middle of the street in front of cars to go over and punch Ashley, because Chris hates Ashley, because Ashley is so mean to Chris for being like just like quirky art kid. And so and at the time Chris was on a lot of medications, so Chris is going over there to try to beat the shit out of Ashley. So I have to grab Instagram. I have to grab him and pull him back, and I say, "Let's just report Ashley to the school," because at this point the school knows about Ashley. I've reported her Jesus, quite a few times about the false rape allegations, and also the false threatening to rape allegation, because she said that I have raped people as well, and that I'm also a pedophile, and blah blah blah. And no one made the connection that, oh, it's like one person saying that this guy is a rapist, a pedophile, and just a general, I think, racist as well at one point. Actually, no, it was one person, Ashley, and Ashley's best friends, which, I really feel like doesn't need a lot of critical thinking skills to see where an issue is. It's like when Netanyahu tried to suggest that Donald Trump receive the Nobel Peace Prize. It's like having a jury, but all the jurors are just friends of the friends of the defendant, or friends of the accuser in this case. You see the issue. I'm gonna be so honest, I've kind of lost track, but Ashley and I, after the whole faggot situation, signed a no contact order from the school. The school made us both sign saying something that we would not harass each other, which I thought initially was kind of a little bit stupid, because I would actively avoid Ashley, and I hadn't said anything negative to her like for 4 years, and she's still telling people that I am a pedophile, I'm a rapist, that I threatened to rape her, and that a bunch of other shitty things. And so I signed the thing, Ashley signed the thing. The bullying continued because it was continued through Ashley's friends. And I told the school this, and they were like, "Well, if you tell us who they are, we'll be able to talk to them." I'm like, I don't know who they are, because I don't fucking know any of these people. But after they all graduated, and after Ashley left to get a GED, it was quiet for probably about I'd say 6 months. I don't know. I kind of forgot about the whole thing, and it hadn't ever popped up until okay, you're gonna need some context. Okay, so after winter break this year, my friend and I realized that ChatGPT had been banned from school, and we had seen I'll call my friend Ryan, and Ryan and I saw coincidentally funny things about like free Maduro walkout, because Maduro was just arrested, and we're like, what if we did a free ChatGPT walkout? And so we did. It got like 200 people to walk out at school all at the same time. It was insane. It was massive. I gave a speech. It was like I have a dream that one day chatbots will not be judged by the lack of human skin, but by the content of their programming, which did not fly over well with the school, but it did fly over well with the students, because they thought it was pretty funny. And so after that, I got a lot of attention. And I was informed a little bit right after the thing, that Ashley was shit talking me in a group chat, in a seniors group chat with all the seniors of the school that I wasn't in, and a lot of other people weren't in either. And so I was encouraged to join it and respond, and so I did. All I said was, "Thanks for the support, everyone, especially Ashley." And that set off Ashley to go on a spree of texts like, "Hey everyone, remember when Wasabi, me, like threatened to rape me? Remember when he was gonna blow up the school?" Which, me and my dad were having some issues at home. I was 13 and he was somewhat physically abusive to me sometimes, and so when he'd grab me and would try to sit on me or tackle me, I'd fight back basically. And he's like, "You're being so aggressive, you're being so angry." He has anger management skills. He once got arrested for like domestic violence. Yeah, anger management, did I say skills? Issues. And so it was, he threatened to like call the school and tell them that I was mentally unwell and that I was being very violent, and he was worried that I was gonna like shoot up the schools and stab people unless I went to therapy. And I was like, "Fuck you." And then he told the school that I was gonna like kill people. And so that's what Ashley's referring to there, because they had to do like a whole wellness evaluation on me, and it came out fine. They were like, "This guy is not gonna do anything bad," but that whole situation made Ashley and her friends call me like the school shooter kid, which was that really hurt me. Also at the time, I had a friend group that was very suicidal and depressed and shit, and I had to like stop them from killing themselves. So it was like the idea that I would go out and like kill them was so shitty, because I'd sacrificed my entire mental health at that point to help my friends not kill themselves. And sorry, anyway. So this group chat had like 180 people, seniors, and our graduating class is like 200. So basically everyone, it's maybe it's actually I think it's more, maybe it's 250. It's some number, and it was like probably the majority of the seniors were in the group chat, which sucks because Ashley's friends started corroborating her. They were like, "Yes, I remember that. Yeah, you did say that. You said that. I remember. I was there in science class," which, if you were paying attention, if you're taking notes, you would know that this all happened in history class. So them saying, "I remember I was there in science class," is like, you really didn't. You didn't like tell your friends what exactly to say properly. But I digress. So they started all harassing me in the group chat, and I gave an explanation. I posted a very lengthy explanation of what happened, but I didn't really word it well. So like I did, but they were already under the impression that I had threatened to rape Ashley. So me saying like the whole like go ahead, no one would believe you. They thought I had basically just said that out of the blue. They didn't think that I was responding to Ashley saying I'm going to yell rape in the middle of the class. They just thought that I like just said that randomly for no reason at all. And then, maybe like Ashley was like terrified. Obviously, given the context of everything I've told you so far, that's complete bullshit. Obviously, she was scared I was going to rape her. Maybe she wouldn't continuously go after me and harass me and go out of her way to get near me. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it does. But anyway, something that I found actually really interesting about when I was getting attacked by people is someone said, "I actually have a list of names of other people you threatened to rape." One of those people was Ashley's best friend. Not the same friend as in 8th grade, though. That was a different one of Ashley's friends who said I threatened to rape her. And the other person who I apparently threatened to rape was Kayla, who I stopped talking to after the entire Ashley situation. And I'm like, first off, I don't know Ashley's best friend. I don't know this person. I've never spoken to this person either. And it was another person last time. And for Kayla, I stopped talking to her after this whole thing happened. We were pretty close friends until this happened. That obviously didn't really work because the guy was like, "Oh wow, you just think we're all corroborating, we're working a conspiracy against you." Yeah, sure, but like, Your Honor, all the women are lying about me. That doesn't really go over well, obviously. So then people started, harassing me more, strangers doing it, saying stuff like, "I think you're a horrible person," and like, "Why don't you just not threaten to rape people?" And it's like, how do I explain myself? I've already sent out a message, and it wasn't accepted. No one read it because they were all already convinced by the 3 other people who were accusing me. And it's like, what the fuck do I do? So I sent out just saying like, I never threatened to rape anyone.
and then I left the group chat. And after that, people started sending screenshots of what I said around, even though, like, what I said, I just explained what I said. I can read it, actually. Yeah, so I say, I explain how, fucking Christ, what's her name again? Ashley. So, it's not actually a real name, obviously, but Ashley, talk about how Ashley said, "Get away from me or I'm going to scream rape," for literally no reason at all, just because I was standing next to her, and I was like, no one would believe you, not even pretty. And then after that, she started telling how I raped her, and that how I was a rapist, and now how I was a pedophile, and that how I was a racist as well, and how blah 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 blah, and how I had to contact the school administration and making her sign a no negative contact form, and how that hasn't worked, and that you like, leave me alone, basically. And then people were like shut the fuck up, buddy. Yeah, and then someone was like, why are we airing this out in the group chat right now? This is insane. And then I say, what's her name? Alicia? Fucking Christ. Ashley, that's it. I say Ashley is making accusations about me publicly. And then somebody said, bro, you do this shit to like multiple people, and then named the names of the people that I haven't ever spoken to, and the people that I haven't spoken to in like ages. So it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, So anyway, Ryan, the guy who I did the walkout with, was like, what the hell are you doing, man? What the hell did you say? I'm hearing that you said some really messed up shit. I'm like, no, I didn't. This is what happened. And then, like, his girlfriend also texted me and was like, that texted me. Jesus Christ, his girlfriend texted me the whole, no one would believe you. Literally, as a woman, no one would believe you. Sent shivers down my back or something really stupid like that. And I'm like, yeah, no one would believe her because I was standing next to her and she said she was going to scream rape. Obviously, no one would believe her. Hey, kitty cat, get it. Stop. My cat's trying to leave my room right now. So anyway, Ryan's girlfriend is, like, as a woman, you shouldn't say that and stuff. I'm like, I didn't, and that's not what I said. I said no one would believe you because you're just threatening to lie about me and just screaming rape in the middle of class. No one, like, saying no one would believe you to something as crazy as that is a pretty reasonable response. I don't think anyone would believe that I was actively raping Alicia. Is that her name? I think so. In the middle of class, like, that's a normal thing. So I guess it's frustrating. But it is what it is. I got kicked out of some group chats as well, but I didn't really care because those people were just, I didn't really care about my friendship with them anyway. That sounds depressing, but it's true. One of them is like a very hardcore Christian who thinks gay people are going to hell, and I have been falling out with him a lot ever since he's become a Christian nationalist and thinks that we should just make the United States just a massive, I don't know what his religion is, but it's some fucked up Christianity one that's like gay and trans people are shitty, and abortion is horrible, and blah 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 blah, stuff like that. Anyway, I didn't really care much about that. It was frustrating. Like, all my friends know Alicia is just lying, and the school knows as well. The school is pissed at her right now, and the police know as well because I've talked to the police about this. In fact, I've spoken to everyone a lot, and they've all been like, you should go get a protection order because what she's doing isn't okay. And so that's what I did. I am getting a protection order, and I have court in 3 days. About 3 days. Right in the middle of finals on my math final, so I'm gonna miss that, which is gonna suck. I'm probably gonna be able to do it early, so it's fine. Also, the judge has already issued a protection order for 2 weeks. Because this started about 2 weeks ago, which I was very happy for, because she was like, the evidence and blah blah blah. The evidence shows that this is harassment and stuff like that. And my judge is a woman, so I hope there wasn't bias. Although she's already granted me the temporary protection order, so that's a good sign. I'm not trying to sound sexist, but in my experience, like, it's, the whole, as a woman, like, from Ryan's girlfriend and other people as well, it seems like girls just have a knee-jerk reaction to this stuff and don't even listen to the guy at all, to what he has to say, which I somewhat get, although, because it's basically guilty until proven innocent when it comes to rape and threatening to rape accusations and shit like that. We love the Me Too movement. I'm sorry, I'm turning into Andrew Tate. like you have to understand, from my perspective, this shit is so, it's impossible. It isn't, as a man, it is impossible. It's just, I don't know, there's only so much I can do. Like, the school knows it's not true, the courts know it's not true, the police know it's not true. I've talked to them, they've talked to Alicia a lot. Actually, when I called the police the first time, they're like, oh, Alicia, yeah, we had a situation with her a month ago. It was actually pretty funny. But yeah, I've been recognized in public and harassed and stuff with friends, when I was around friends, and that was not good. But they're supportive, they understand it's all bullshit. So, you know, court's coming up soon, so that's gonna be fun. I'll let you guys know how court goes, whether I win or lose. So you'll definitely see on the title it's gonna be like this one, but it's gonna say either I won or I lost. So it'll be very obvious. And the court is for the thing is for permanent protection order for at least 6 months. I'm also asking for her not to be able to go to my school, because she doesn't actually go to my school anymore. Although she's doing the GED program stuff. So yeah, that's about it. Bye.